Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to Brother Oflect with his word and truth and sincerity. Back with another lesson here. It's called Humility Will Lead to Honor. All right, humility will lead to honor. All right, so in order for you to gain honor or status and all that, you know, most people, a lot of people want status in this world. They want to be recognized for the job that they do, for their accomplishments, all that crap. If you want to be recognized for something, you got to be humble. You got to start out with humility, because the Lord was going to recognize your works, because your works do follow you. Whether you did the righteous works, they'll follow you into the kingdom of heaven, or if you did the wicked works, you're going to die in those wicked works. Okay, your works do follow you. All right, so humility is what's going to lead to your honor, your status, your glory, being recognized, being seen. Okay, he's going to put you up. He's going to raise you up. All right, this Proverbs chapter 15 verse 33. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. I'm gonna look up that word humility real quick through here. Meekness. Humility is meekness, gentleness, being lowly. Okay, let me look up honor real quick. Honor is the glory, glorious abundance, riches, splendor, dignity, your reputation, your reverence. All right. So before you can get glory, before you can get honor, before you can gain abundance, riches, that splendor, okay, that great reputation, to be reverenced, you have to start with humility. That's where it all begins. Every man of the Lord, you know, they was humble. Okay, they expressed humility. All right, this Proverbs chapter 18 verse 12. Before destruction of the heart, Salakia, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty. Okay, that's that pride. That haughtiness will lead to your destruction. And before honor is humility. Okay, once again, you have to have humility, or have a certain humbleness about yourself before you can gain status, reputation, splendor, abundance, riches. Before you can gain all that, you have to have a certain sense of humility. All right. This is Sirach chapter 3 verse 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Okay, so whatever portion that the Lord has given you, you have to be more humble. If a man has nothing, I use the example of the parable of the man with the talents. Okay, this man have 2 talents, he have to be quadruply humble. All right. This man to have 2 talents, he has to be even more humble. Okay, the man has 4 talents. He has to be have established more humility than the man with 2 talents. The man has 5 talents, 6 talents, 7, on up to 10. The more you have, the greater you have, the more humble you must be, because knowledge puffeth up. Okay, just because you think that you know something, or the Lord has revealed certain secrets, certain information to you that a lot of people don't know, you know, that could puff you up, give you a certain sense of pride, you know, thinking that you know something, or that you are on some type of level when you're really not. The Lord gave it to you. He could easily take it away from you. No problem whatsoever. Split second, just like that. Take all that away. All right. This is why it's important to establish that humility. Sirach chapter 7 verse 17. Humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. Okay. Once again, it's all about being humble, because nobody likes a proud nigga, especially a proud nigga that really don't know shit. Someone that thinks they know something, but they really don't know shit about nothing. That's the worst. And we really don't know shit about shit. All we know is what the Lord has revealed to us. There is an infinite amount of knowledge in which Yahweh Shai has that we don't know. So we are in no position to be prideful about anything. Okay. Sirach chapter 19, verse 24. He that hath small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. If you know all the deep knowledge, you know all the breakdowns, you know all. Matter of fact, if you knew all the history, you was able to go. You was able to explain how the sun rises and sets, how the earth sits on nothingness, how the stars sit in place, how the chariots go in and out of the portals, going in and out of the third heaven and into our world, or the fourth dimension and into our world. If you could explain all that, but you ain't got the fear of the Lord, or you disobedient, you ain't shit. He that hath small understanding and feareth the Most High is better than one that has much wisdom and that transgresseth the law of the Most High. Okay, if this brother here, all he knows is, hey, I'm an Israelite. Deuteronomy 28:68, Job 9:24. Simple things. Hey, showing Gentiles, and that's all he know. But he fears the Lord. He has a small understanding, but that's the portion in which the Lord has given unto him. He's better than the one with the great, deep knowledge, that deep demon. Okay, he's greater than them. All right. Let me grab this one here. It's Matthew chapter 18, verse 3, and I'll start at verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you got to become as little children. Now, why? What does that mean? A little child doesn't understand things. Okay, I use my son for example. He's 2 going on 3. All right. He's young. He doesn't understand a lot of things, but he asks questions, and he's basically a blank canvas. You teach him. Okay, you teach them the right ways, the proper ways, the way things need to go. They start. That's all it is. You throw out that what you had, and you become as a little child, a blank canvas, one who is willing to be taught, one who wants to learn. Okay, that's the thing about children. Children have a desire to learn because that's all they can do. Okay, until they learn something, they can't do anything. Children are willing to be taught. Children are a blank canvas. Children, ready to be something ready to be put on or put in their mind. And rest assured, the thing about a blank canvas with children, if you don't put the proper things in there, the world will put the wicked things in there. Okay. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 3. For I say through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according to as the Most High have dealt to every man the measure of faith. Every man is not on the same level. Okay. Every man doesn't have the same gifts. Every man has not been given the same blessings. Some men have more substance than others. Some men have more in the spirit than others. Some men have a greater amount of faith than others. Okay. But you deal with whatever the Lord has given you. That's your talent. You take that and go and multiply. You go and exchange it. You go flip it. You go teach what you know. You go put it out there. Okay. But you can only do that by not thinking so highly of yourself. I could say, hey, man, the apostles out there, I'm on their level. I would be a fool. Because I promise you, they hit me with some shit that I couldn't explain, that I couldn't break, that I couldn't go into, because I can't think too highly of myself. I have to take what the Lord has given me and work with the portion in which he has given me. And that's the same for every single one of us. Some men have a greater portion than others. And that's cool. That's the way the Lord set it up. It just is what it is. Okay. But be humble with the portion in which he's giving you. Don't think so great and so highly of yourself based on, oh man, I got more than this brother. I know more than, no, stop. Stop. Because that can easily be taken away. That's the thing. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7. At least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations, that deep knowledge, that great understanding. You be exalted above measure. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Okay, so really, the more the Lord gives unto you, the more hell you'll have, the more he'll put on you. Okay, it's more of a burden to have more in the measure. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord knows who can handle what, because he created us. He created that spirit to handle these things. Okay. He created our apostles and elders, the ones who, you know, who taught us, who we learned from. He created their particular spirits to be able to take on what they've taken on, to endure what they've endured over the decades and still remain. Okay. He's given them that humility to be able to endure. Now, this is an example of that humility. Is where is it at? This Psalms 84 and verse 10. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. Okay, a day in the court of the Lord is better than 1,000 years here. This is what it is. I had rather be a doorkeeper. This is David speaking. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Look, man, at the end of the day, we just want to be on that chariot. You know, if it's of our lot to be of the 1/3, hey, promise you, we'll be cool. We'll be great, happy, ecstatic being in that 1/3. If it's of our lot to be in that 144,000 governing body, cool, we'll be great. We, at the end of the day, man, we just want to be in the presence of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and we want to be saved out of this kingdom. We don't want to dwell in wickedness no more. That's ultimately what we want. Okay. This will be the last one I get here. Luke chapter 14, and I'm going to start at verse 7. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how they chose out of the chief room, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of a man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him. Okay, so don't think so highly of yourself. Oh man, I need to sit next to the king. Shit, I know I'm good enough to sit next to the king. But it says, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place. And thou begin with shame to take the lowest room. So see, now you done came and sat right next to the king, and the king, he looked down toward the end of the table and say, oh, hey man, I know that guy. Hey man, that's my guy. That's my right hand man. Hey, you come sit next to me. Hey, you give up your seat and you go down there. See that? Now you got to take that walk of shame in front of everybody too. You got to take that walk of shame, take your ass right on down to the bottom, to that lowest seat. All right. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room. And when and when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, come up higher, or go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sat at meat with thee. So think about it. If you've been humble this whole time, don't nobody know you, but the king knows you. He say friend. He calls you friend, not just servant, but friend. Okay, come up higher. Come sit right next to me. Now you get to take that pride, that walk of pride. Okay, because he's put you right next to him. Everyone else is there. Is they saw what happened, what took place. They see in the position in which you are taken. They're gonna glorify it because, oh, that's the right hand man of the king. He get to sit right there. oh shoot, I need to watch myself around him. I need to, do more, you know what I'm saying? People start thinking like that. All right. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. All right. So once again, humility will lead to that honor. Okay. So hope you edified. Call all Yahweh Shem Shai by Shem Dash. Shalom.